time for another vlog, or at least an attempted one. I'm gonna have to try and use my mirrorless camera to film on a tripod with some weights, and I've got a little umbrella to go over the top of it, and then I've also got my phone on a tripod, but I'm not too sure how well that's going to go. It's really windy, so we're going to try for some squid for bait. A lot of the beaches are gone, so can't really do that. Thought about going for a mile away, not quite sold yet, so squidding it is. Got my goggles on, got my camo. Squid have really good eyesight, so it's important that you blend in. And got my goggles on so I can compete with their eyesight. Let's see what happens. Well, I changed my hat. Didn't like the beanie. Looks are everything when it comes to squid fishing. If you didn't know that, get onto it. Oh, it looks pretty good. I mean, decent-ish swell pumping through, but last time I was here, it was all right. So we'll give this spot a crack. I've also noticed I've left my tripod mount for the camera at home, so I'm either gonna have to cable tie the camera to it or try this on my little iPhone tripod, which is gonna wobble and shake in the wind, I think. But we'll give it a crack. I have a few casts here, and then I might scoot around the corner and see if I can't get out of the swell a bit more, because there's a bit of surge. So see you when we're rigged up and down there and something's sorted with the camera, I guess. Woohoo! We're laughing. So long as the wind doesn't blow that over, we are all good. This will have to do for now. I'm gonna have a few casts. It's gonna piss down with rain very shortly. Hopefully you can see me down there, and we can get some squid. I'll run you through what I'm using. So Shimano Stratic CI4 2500 Lock squid rod, flash boost, 3.5 squid jig. That is terrifying. I'm just going to stabilize this, and then we'll have a few quick casts. Okay, I don't know how you can hear me with the wind and what the wobble's like, but what I'm going to do is film a couple of casts and then turn the phone off because I've only got half battery, and then turn it back on when I get something. So fingers crossed we can make something happen and my head isn't half cut off by the lens. It's looking pretty good here. I ain't going to be too windy at the other spot, so I might just stick it out. Big rain cloud off to the side there, so hopefully that doesn't hit us, but we've come down on last light, which is perfect for squid, because their eyes adjust to the dark a lot quicker than what bait fish and their prey species do, like prawns and that sort of stuff. So there is always a bite time just on dark for squid, and same for mulloway as well. So that's why we target them then, and it just means I don't have to worry about the tides or anything. I just know that they're going to feed up just before dark. So let's see if we can't get a few for fresh bait. And then hopefully if we get a heap, I can do like a bait presentation on how we rig up the squid and the floated dangles, sorry about the wind, to look like a live squid. Because I think this year, targeting Samson fish off the beach, I think that might be the play. They seem to move in after the squid, so make the most of the season, I guess. And let's get back into it. So I'm fishing a sandy spit between two weed banks. One has a little sort of reef system attached to it on the right. The other one on the left is a big weed bank system that runs all the way out to some oyster leases. And I've found in the past that this little sandy spit area is really good. It allows me to let my jig sink all the way to the bottom and sit for a bit before I whip it back up, and then let it sink down again and sit as well. So it's kind of why I picked this spot, and it's one of the only spots in town that is offshore with this horrible wind, which you could probably hear on the footage. Yeah, it doesn't always produce numbers, but the size is usually there. So let's see how we go and keep at it. Looks like it is about to piss down. any joy. Not really sure where to go. The wind is not quite in the right direction for anywhere. So I might just plug it out here. The iPhone's waterproof, so they say, so we'll test that out. And this might be a really quick one if we get nothing, I guess. Here it comes. So yeah, I'll turn it off to save battery and hopefully be turning it back on with a big squidly. We survived the rain. But still no squids, so you'll notice that I use quite an aggressive retrieve, and it's not just because, you know, that's what looks good. There's a bit of logic behind it on my behalf anyway. I'm not sure if it's right or how it's meant to be done, but this is just what I do, and I find it works quite well for me. So you'll notice I usually give 2 or 3 big whips of the rod. So a squid jig is designed to ride level and to sink horizontally on the way down on the retrieve, because that's what squid like. So the 2 little feathers either side, they're there for stability, and the weight is kind of shaped like it is to help balance and also to help stop you snagging when the squid jig hits the bottom, helps it ride arse up essentially. So the first whip I do is to yoink the squid jig up off the bottom, and then I give it 2 more, and then I let it sink. And it's when it's sinking that it's doing the best of its fishing. So the big aggressive whips aren't just because it looks, you know, it looks cool, saw it on an Eggy video, but in my case anyway, they had to get the jig up in the water column, attract some attention, a bit of fast movement, maybe trigger a reactive attack, and then hunt on the way down and give maximum sort of sink time as the jig sinks back through the water column and hits the bottom again. And a quick whip, 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 so that it lifts up, shoots up a couple of spurts, and then sinks back down. What I've also noticed with the aggressive retrieves is you can actually get your jig to dart, walk the dog style, left to right. So it's not only jumping up in the water column, it's also jumping right, left, right, zigzagging as well. So yeah, that's why I use the aggressive retrieve. It looks a bit funny and it gets some looks, and to be honest, always mix it up, because some days they just like it slow rolled, and almost always when I can see a squid following, keeping the jig moving at a horizontal sort of level, even pace is the best way to get them to bite. Yeah, the twitch for me, or the aggressive retrieve, is to lift the jig up and get it sighted. So a little bit of information, hopefully break the boredom on this one, and we'll continue on. We did it! We did it! We did it! Oh, just as this massive squall starts. Yes! Absolute snorter too. Stoked with that. Let's see if there's not some more just on dark. My goodness, it's gonna absolutely piss down. Ew! Flash boost. Getting it done. Oh, I'm glad I got one. All right, let's get back out there. Yoo-hoo! Alright, he's dead. See if I can't get some more happening. A little bit more angle. Oh my gosh, nearly lost the phone. Lol. Lost the lock, that's for sure. There we go. Right, hopefully you can see me in the frame. Wow. Well, I mean, one thumping big squid. It was big. It was a snorter. But pretty boring. Aside from that, it's bloody freezing. The rain is pumping in. The wind just wasn't right. Usually this spot produces one or two good ones like that, and that's about it. So I can't say the result was too unexpected, although sometimes you come here and you just absolutely kill them. So yeah, I guess that one pretty much wraps this up. There's no point sending it out to the beach I wanted to, because that's weeded, so that's unfortunate. But coming into this new moon, it's important that I have squid baits, just in case I can't catch live bait, because I'm going to do a bit of a mull away mission. Hopefully the beach is fishable. Be touch and go, but we'll see how we go. Oh fuck, I left my car running this whole time again, damn it. Got to remember to turn it off, excuse my language. Yeah, so bit of a boring one. Give us a thumbs up and a like if you enjoy, and we will see